How's it going, everybody? Liverpool versus everybody. Um, just wanted to come in and do a build up. Obviously, Liverpool versus Leicester at Anfield. Another test. Another test. I wouldn't be surprised if it's possibly similar to the Palace game in a way. Not similar in us conceding as many goals, but similar in Leicester having very few moments and us hopefully um, making those moments harder for them. Because that was really the story of the game against Crystal Palace. I mean, they had three shots on target. They were clinical with all three shots, and that's usually been the thing with Liverpool. Not only yes, we've been good defensively. Yes, we've been good as far as goalkeeping, but we've been exceptional at limiting chances. And I think that's been the most important thing in my opinion. I'm not gonna go too much into the Palace game. As I'm talking about things, I might bring some things up about that game to make a point, but I'm totally past Palace and onto Leicester City. The title of the video I said was the Repel Ghost of Bogey Teams Past, and I say that because like Crystal Palace, supporters still seem to have this idea that oh, that's a bogey team and that's a bogey manager. I'm gonna get into Claude Puel in a minute, but I just don't have those feelings anymore. Anything, even like Klopp has struggled in January. All of these things that we did before now, I don't pay it any attention because it's clear to me at least that this team is very much so different than what we're used to. And if I'm in a minority, if I'm the only one, God forbid, I'll be fine with that. But I don't look at these teams as bogey teams anymore. I look at them as decent Premier League teams, and you can be beat. Like they can beat anybody. You know, we've seen what Leicester has done this season against big teams. Chelsea, City, Palace, same thing. So we know that they can hurt us. Not because they've hurt us in the past or because they're a bogey team, but because they have players who can hurt you. It's as simple as that. It's not about them being a bogey side. It's not about them. You know, I know it's hard to believe, but there's so many Liverpool fans right now who are shaking in their boots, so worried about that team up north, so worried about everybody else. This Liverpool team doesn't have that fear anymore, or whatever that was, that who they had over us. We don't play that way anymore. We don't. And the game versus Palace was a one-off. We're not going to see a game like that again. Mark my words. Save this video where we can see that many goals at home, let alone in the league, but at home. But I don't see that happening again in the Premier League. I just don't see it happening. It was a one-off situation. It's not something that in my mind I'm thinking, oh, we're going back to 16, 17, 13, 14, whatever the case may be. It was a one-off. And for Lark, can we have a Rafa Lovin though? I'm gonna get to Rafa. And I'm gonna get to. I don't want to because honestly, you can see everybody on Twitter saying we won the league, which is fine. I said if you guys watch HH's Hangouts, I was on there the other day. I said it a long time ago. This league was won by us way before Jan 3rd, so none of this is a surprise to me. It's really not. And yes, but we will talk about Rafa for sure. He deserves some airtime on this channel on this video. So thank you, Anne, for reminding me. And if you're on long enough and I don't get to them, definitely remind me again. But anyway, back to Leicester City. We know what they got. Vardy's a guy who usually does well against us, whether we allow him to or whether his talents just come out and shine. I think the most embarrassing moment that we had against him is the year they won the championship and he scored, or the year they won the league, sorry, the title, and he scored pretty much from the halfway line. Embarrassing. And then from then, he's kind of been a fox in the box. Yes, he has pace, but you know, he's one of those guys like Aguero. They tend to always do pretty well against us, and even if they don't do well, they get a goal, they make some kind of imprint in the game that help their team. So we know that can happen. Madison, I think his name is, who a lot of you guys hyped up. And what did I say? Pump your brakes, because it's back to life, back to reality. No. He's not as good as you all thought he was. He wasn't. And same thing with Leicester. They get these victories, and then it's just like, oh, back to life, back to reality. We know the players that they have in their team. We get it. Bro, Vid has gone glitchy. Oh. I don't know why. I'll just keep talking. Hopefully it fixes itself. I'm not sure why it's going glitchy. But, in the midfield, Mendy, and Didi, even Albrighton, I think I've said it before last time we played him. He's one of the unsung dudes, one of the remaining guys from that title winning team that doesn't really get mentioned, but he does the hard work, the dirty work. A very, very good player for them. Um, Defensively is where they're a joke. And I think, Wes Morgan, much respect to him. He's from Yard, JA, I get it. But the guy's done. He's done. Defensively, thank you, Aaron Lark. Defensively, he can't keep up. And I don't care if they have McGuire or whoever they got back there. Defensively, this is where the difference between them and Palace come for me. Because I think they both have similar traits going forward. But I think Palace is a bit better, more than a bit better than they are defensively. So, look, I think Leicester can obviously hurt you. Keeps glitching, bro. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm gonna keep talking, but I don't know why it's glitching. Thank you for letting me know, but there's not much I can do about it. So hopefully it gets out of its funk and it works itself out. But I'm not gonna start over. I'm just gonna keep talking. So hopefully it's good. But getting that Leicester defensively, I think is where we're gonna have a really good time, especially at home. It's okay for you now. Cool. I don't know. Just hang in there with me, guys, or not, whatever. But I'm gonna be here for probably about 20 minutes at least. That's just people are worried about the right side. We'll talk about who's gonna play fullback. We'll talk about that. But to me, again, they attack that left side a lot. Well, they'll have Damari Gray most likely. They'll have Ben Chilwell, I think, on that side. I think Pereira's on the right. So they got some dudes. They got some dudes that can play. And obviously, if they're beating teams like City, if they're beating teams like Chelsea, they're getting these results, then obviously they can get a result against us. They can get one. I don't see that happening, but obviously it's possible. Claude Puel. He's been a manager that Liverpool have struggled against. That's just facts, especially since Klopp has been there, whether it be Southampton or with Leicester. I rate Claude Puel, and I think he's a very simple guy. He's a very simple guy, and I think for the fan base there at Leicester, maybe that equates to boring. Maybe he likes a personality. He's not really doing much on the sideline. We need to get at them on the wings. Yeah, I agree with that info a lot. But I rate him, and I'll say this, whether you believe me or not, he's a better manager than Pochettino. And I'm going to get to Pochettino later, because he had a lot to say, and I'm going to get to him later. But Claude Puel is a very underrated manager, and I think he is a guy that you can tell he loves his football. He loves, putting his team together, the tactics. He loves it, and I think, he didn't get enough credit for it. He doesn't get enough credit for it. But this is a guy who's done well almost everywhere he's gone. Won trophies in France, and I think has done a really, really good job at both Southampton and Leicester. So he'll have that team ready. And again, the fact that we've struggled against them don't mean much to me. It is what it is. I expect us to do really, really well, especially after the result against City. Let's talk about Rafa since that was brought up by Anfield Lark. Listen, I didn't think Newcastle had a chance, and everything that's going on with them, it's all over social media with the owners and the team protest, or the supporters protesting, and why is Rafa staying that long? Listen, you got to respect Rafa Benitez, man. I agree with that. Anfield Lark. The fact that he stayed with this team through relegation. Why did he do it? I don't know. He should have known this guy was never going to get. Mike Ashley was never going to give him money in the transfer window. It was never going to happen. And yet and still, the idea that he can get this team, they went down 1-0 in the first 26 seconds, folks. I'm at work, I'm looking at the phone, I'm thinking, this game's over. I thought City was going to beat them anyway. City had been on this kind of run where they were just smacking teams left and right. Why wouldn't I think it? Newcastle was at the bottom. I think this win did pull them out of the relegation fight. Let me know if I'm wrong on that fact check. But why would I believe anything different? But it's Rafa Benitez. It's Rafa Benitez. I should have considered the idea that a draw at the least. And when they brought the game back to 1-1, I'm going to go watch the second half now, or finish watching the second half. I haven't seen the point where Newcastle scored, but Rafa's a blessing for real. Yeah, man, I mean, listen, that's a big win for them. Now, again, I don't see it as you helped us necessarily or whatever. I called Liverpool winning the league a long time ago. And like I said, if you want to check it out on HH Half Hopes Football HUD Hangout on Sundays. So this isn't really, something was going to happen at some point. It happened to be Newcastle. But I've been saying for a long time, City are a good team. What they did last season was amazing. But we could possibly even top that. They have 4 losses right now, guys. 4 losses. I mean, so again, I'm worried about our team. I'm not concerned with City. It's a good win for Newcastle. It really is. But when I say these things, I want you guys to believe me. I'm not just saying it to say it. It sounds right, whatever. I'm not really concerned with what City's doing. I'm not. I looked at the Premier League scores. I was looking at all the scores. And of course, you go through and see what's going on. And again, I'm assuming Newcastle's going to get smashed. So the fact that they were able to win and go down 1-0 in first 26 seconds and pull that game back, not only draw, but go and win it, big. Big for them. Big for them, big for Rafa. So proud of him. Good for him. But yeah, I'm really focused on Liverpool versus Leicester. Newcastle and Rafa did us a big favor tonight. Yeah, a lot of people will say that. Again, I don't see it that way. It'd be different if I felt like we weren't going to win the league anyway. If I felt like that was the case, then yeah, I'd probably be saying that. But for some time, even before Jan 3rd, I thought Liverpool were going to win this. And not even about who's better, who's not. I've said it before. I don't know when you guys are going to start listening to me, but this is a spiritual season for Liverpool. I don't know if we'll ever see it again. We're definitely winning the league this year. There's no question about that, but not because City just lost to Newcastle. Philip, what's up? Not because they just lost to Newcastle, but because Liverpool have some special things going on. Look at what some of these goalkeepers have done against us. What else could that be? I mean, guys are literally putting the ball in their own net. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So there's some really special spiritual things going on this season, along with great play, great improved play. No question. I'm not trying to take anything away from Liverpool and how good we are. Of course, obviously, the management, all of that. No Bubash, by the way. Everybody said that was going to be a problem. But yeah, I'm proud of the team, and we've come a long way. But this has already been signed, sealed, delivered from time. So I'm not necessarily. I know a lot of people, a lot of Liverpool fans are at home celebrating, drinking, getting high, whatever you guys do for extracurriculars. But I mean, yeah, it's and even if I didn't think we'd win it, I still wouldn't get that excited at this point because there's still a season to go. Or more games to go, but this has already been wrapped up. So anyway, Leicester, yes, I think we take this game. I think we take it 3-0. Honestly, I think what happened at Palace is something that, and then going away to Dubai, I think it's something that Klopp has really got, forward to them. It's like, look, man, we obviously we can't have those situations happen again. We cannot concede that many goals. We can't be that lackadaisical. We have to be ready for these teams, especially when they come to Anfield. But I think even before the manager got to him, I think the players would know already. Leicester City is not that special. So, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm glad that we play second, actually. Get to see what some of the teams around us are doing. And so I'm excited about it. Excited about it tomorrow, man. No, I'm good on the hangout, bro. I'm good on the hangout, man. There's too many clowns in there for me. But, yeah, Leicester City are a team that obviously can hurt us. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. I think for me, it looks like Van Dijk might have picked up something. I'm sorry, still sick. He had a illness that he hasn't gotten over. Lovren is in, Matip's in, Robertson obviously. Right back situation. For me, I would go Camacho. You kept him. You didn't let him go back to Lisbon for a reason. You let Klein go for a reason. Now, maybe that reason was because you trusted more in Milner, and you didn't expect Trent to be hurt the way he got hurt. So, and maybe you thought Gomez would be back sooner, which I don't know why anybody would thought that. The injury Gomez got clearly was going to take him time. I don't care if it's a 1-goal win or we hit 6 past them and win is a win. No, I agree. I agree, man. And I always say that. I do score predictions because it's fun, and you can kind of guess and see if you're right at the end. But really, a win is a win, like you said. I could care less what the score is. Not really that big a deal for me. Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying, but it's minor setback for City. Add pressure, it all helps. Yeah, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I guess. I don't even know if they look at it that way, and I think that's all that matters. I think that's what, if Pochettino's a good manager as people think he is, he'll be telling his team, like, look, it's, because, I mean, if that was us, obviously people would say it's done. And some people are saying that now. But because it's City, because they have this stigma, because it's, all or nothing FC, people are going to think, oh, there's still more to go. But like I said, I already knew we were going to win it. So it's not really a big deal to me. Best team outside the top six in your opinion, Leicester? I don't know. You think they're better than Watford? I don't know about that, man. Um, okay. And for Log, not sold on Camacho. Would probably play Robbo there, and yeah, I've heard that, but he might do that. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want Moreno playing in the team. That's just me. I just don't. I can't. I can't remember the last player. Maybe Sacco at times that really just make me nervous. Mignolet, Karius, these kind of guys. Skirtle, Flanagan, the woman beater. So I mean, I think he'll go Fabinho, but he might go with that as well. Um, I think if you kept Rafa Camacho, you got to play him. What he did in the Palace game towards the end, you bigged him up. Um, I think Camacho deserves a run. I mean, Klopp kind of played around in the pre-match saying that he could go three at the back. He probably was just joking, but again, he could do that. He could put Camacho at a wing or put Moreno at a wing and Robertson, whatever the case may be. I don't want to flip too many players around though. So I understand, and I've heard that on podcasts about flip flopping Robertson and Moreno, but I just don't want to keep doing that. And we've had Fabinho at center back, which is we needed to do it. He did well. I don't want to see him at right back, and then maybe this auxiliary, and maybe we're going to be losing a lot from Fabinho in the midfield, especially if Gini's not playing. So I'd go with Camacho. I don't think he will. I think he'll probably go with what Anfield Lark said or Fabinho. I can't see him going with Camacho. I hope he does, but I just can't see it. I can't see it. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I mean, if that's that, I would be happy with that. I think in the midfield, if Gini is healthy, you got to play him. Henderson should probably go in there as well. If you're not going to have Fabinho, if Fabinho plays fullback. Um, but yeah, I think the midfield will be fine. Klein must have really spat a dummy or really spat a dummy out or something. I just think Klein wanted to play football, and I think people are, over analyzing the situation with him, or they're really upset or saying Klopp is silly for doing it. Listen, the guy wanted to play football. I think Klopp respects him enough to say, hey, okay, you have been training, you have been fit, you played well against Man United, but he's clearly not a guy that Klopp wants in the team, and it's obvious why. He's not really great going forward. Let's go back to Crystal Palace. Think about the third goal that Milner pushes the ball over, and the goalkeeper pretty much makes an own goal. I know Salah gets a tap in, but that's an own goal for me, more or less. Is Klein making that run? I mean, really, is Klein making that run? 9 times out of 10, he's not making that run. And it's little things like that. Now, yes, he's better than Milner defensively. He might be our best defensive fullback, period, besides Robertson. But on that right side, for sure. But he's not a guy that I think Klopp really wants going forward. And, it's a long way from the days of everyone saying he's our most consistent player. He's averaging 7 out of 10 every week. I never agreed with that, but okay, fair enough. But even then, we've come a long way from that kind of style we were playing. A long way. Think about the players we had in that team in different positions when Klein was doing well. This team is far away from that. And it's the same thing when people bring up, what's this guy playing for Derby, the young kid? I forget his name, but, maybe as backup, maybe on the bench, but these aren't. Liverpool is moving above some of these players. And I hate to say it. Maybe it sounds harsh, but we're beyond that. We're beyond that. So let me talk about Pochettino real quick before I forget. Here's the thing with Mo. I like Pochettino. I should say I liked him, and I rooted for him because I felt like he got a hard way to go. He got a hard way to go playing at or coaching at Tottenham. Not really getting the backing all the time. Not being able to get players coming. I mean, he got some players here and there, but he's basically working with not a lot. He's not working with a lot. There's no backup for Kane. When they get injuries, they're pretty much done. Wilson, thank you, Anfield. But the fact that he came out, and this is not even anything that he needed to say. This is him having a shot, in my opinion. From what I saw, what I heard, this was him going out of his way to have a shot at the team. Millie plays both sides. If he played, you're guaranteed 100%. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But anyway, Pochettino said something to the effect of, we're in all competitions. Liverpool aren't. And in 4 days, he's in the same amount of competitions as we are. And yet again, he's losing. He's not even getting to finals. That's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's not getting to finals like Klopp is. I know Klopp has you can say bottled it or lost in the finals. Great, fine. But he's also had a significant amount of success in Germany. And even with Liverpool, even though we haven't won trophies, he's had some success going the distance in these tournaments. You got to be there to be in it. You know what I mean? You got to be there to be in it. Yeah, I know Millie plays left back and right back, but I don't know how that's relevant to anything because he's suspended, right? You saying if he played guaranteed 100% what? That he would I still don't know what you mean by that, bro. Yeah, I'm not trying to like, give you a hard time either, Phil. I just don't know what you mean by that. Yes, he plays left back, right back, but what? Um, so, I'm tired of all this hype around Pochettino of him being considered one of these amazing coaches. What has he done? Tell me one trophy that he's gotten. And that's why I brought up Claude Puel, because even Claude Puel, in France, he was winning trophies. He's won at least 2 trophies in France. In his career, he's won at least 2 trophies. The only trophy that Pochettino has won is probably, Manager of the Month or something like that? Manager of the Month. So, I mean, I just don't understand why he gets so much hype. I mean, people put him on such a high pedestal, and I don't know what he's done to really deserve that. I really don't. I know he's a nice guy and all that, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. And yeah, you can say he's improved Tottenham, and they haven't been well for so many years, and Klopp's done the same thing. But Klopp gets the bottle job title, even though he's getting his team to finals. You know what I'm saying? Not winning them, I get it, and that's what it's about. And for Pochettino to come out later and say, winning titles is about ego. I mean, bro, that's the biggest pile of trash I have ever heard. And it's a shame because too many of these teams, I think, they just don't. They don't. When they lose in a cup competition against a team they shouldn't be losing to, they come out with these weird, ridiculous things. And as a fan, I would be pretty upset with what Pochettino said. You see West Ham, who are totally done. I mean, they were never going to be great this season anyway, but they're done. Losing to Wimbledon, that old Wimbledon team that upset Liverpool in that famous cup final. The same team that people were dreading to go to play them because they had guys like Vinnie Jones, just mean dudes, hurting people, and oh god, it was an incredible place. So Wimbledon, who I think are at the bottom of the first division, and then they just get smacked up by Watford or Wolves, whatever it was. So anyway, yeah, Pochettino, the overrating of him is it's too much for me, man. It's too much. I can't take it anymore. I won't take it anymore. I don't want to hear anything about him again. I don't want to hear anything about Spurs. They continue to bottle it every year. They don't even get to finals. I don't even know if they've gotten to semifinals. But yet they keep getting all this hype. And I know they're missing a lot of players. I get it. I understand that. The best players, I get it. I get it. I understand. But, still, man, you keep hyping this manager up like he's a serial trophy getter or something. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. But anyway, to wrap it up, really, really excited about this game. Really looking forward to it. And like I said, I'm going 3-0. Whoever scores. And like the guy said earlier, doesn't really matter what the score is as long as we win, as long as we have more points when the final whistle is blown. But yeah, it's been an interesting week or day of football today with some of the results. You guys know about them. I think United almost got smacked out of there by Burnley. We all know what happened with the Newcastle City game. Some really good games on the day. Everton, some good games. So Spurs are still a medium to large club like Everton, Aston Villa. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. But that's why it's so laughable when people say that they were ever in a title race, because they never were. It's Spurs. We need to understand that. And my thing is, Pochettino will probably have all these offers if he leaves Spurs. He'll at least have 2 that we kind of have known of, rumored anyway, United and Real Madrid, I guess. But how is that possible? He's never won anything but a manager of the month or week or whatever that thing is. Klopp's won it, a couple managers have won. That's all he's got for silverware. At his house, all he has is a manager of the month. Really? And he's going to coach in Spain? He's going to take over United, the biggest club in England, financially, or maybe it's them in City. But United's loaded. We know what that is. So I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyway, the most important thing is Leicester, Liverpool tomorrow. We can't afford to slip up. Can't afford to slip up. We have to, and again, not because City lost, only because we're trying to accomplish something this season. And I think we might as well go for the top, win everything, beat everybody. Win every game from now on. Why not? Win every game. You know what I mean? So, in terms of Premier League, for sure, is what I really mean. But sure, Champions League as well. But why not just go on a winning streak, on a winning run, and just finish the season off? You know, it'd be amazing if we can win this by April. Based on points, the difference in points or whatever. So, the teams around us will do what they do, but Liverpool have to keep doing what they're doing, getting points, getting results, preferably 3 points every game, preferably wins, but doing what you got to do and not looking behind you and thinking, oh, so and so are there or so and so is here, which it looks like it's going to be only one so and so. There's no other team catching the two at the top, in my opinion. The stranger things have happened, but I don't see that happening. So, thanks for the people who stayed through the jittery, glitchy quality of the video. But I think I've said enough for tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow, probably at halftime and post match. Depending on what time I get off work, I'll be able to see the first half of it. But I think they will have a game plan to execute tomorrow. I had enough time to. Yeah, that's the thing. And again, people will say, well, Klopp has taken them away to places before, and they've come back and they've been kind of flat on their face. Again, I don't think about that. This team is made of something different, and I think the only slight concerns I have is Virgil van Dijk. To me, Virgil van Dijk is the biggest loss we could have at any point. What he's coming in and do with the goalkeeper, with this defense, is just nothing short of incredible. So I'm a little concerned about that. Knowing Van Dijk, he's got to be able to not run. Both legs have to be broken for him not to play. He played a good part of his career or a good part of the season with Liverpool with broken ribs. So I mean, if you're playing with that, him being sick, I mean, it's got to be something that's really got him like glued to bed. And I think Klopp said he was going to be training today. I think. So, I mean, I think he'll play. I think he'll play again. It'll take something really serious to leave him out. But even if he didn't play, at some point we're going to need to see Matip and Lovren together. At some point, because when we play Bayern that first game, first leg, we won't have Van Dijk. So, maybe this is something that was meant to be for him not to play, and we can kind of see how Matip and Lovren look together. Which I know people have their ideas about that, their opinions on that. So, but I'm not worried. Again, I'm confident with Rafa Camacho coming in, but I'd be happy whatever Klopp goes with. I don't want to see Moreno on the team, but if I see him, hey, that's another guy where Klopp is probably thinking, you're here, I got to play the guy. I don't know. We'll see. I think Klopp, there might be some seriousness. There might be some truth to him saying, I might go 3 at the back. We will see. But I feel like we have to see Fabinho in the midfield. And if we're going to play Naby on that left wing, which I'm not against, but if we're going to play Naby and you're not going to play him in the 2, assuming we play the 4-2-3-1, then you've got to play him centrally in that attacking mid. You got to play him in that Fabinho role and put Fabinho up top and have Salah Mane on the wings like they usually play. I think that's the only way you can really get not the only way, but I think that's the best way right now in a short period of time that you can get the best out of Naby. If you're going to play him in that wing, he needs a few games in that position. But again, that's what the going away is for. Hopefully, the guys that we do have fit, maybe they're making a case to be playing this game. So we'll see what happens. Excited about it. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. I'm getting out of here. Watch the second half of this Newcastle and City game. I'm fascinated. To see